I don't really have a typical gym theme down here. Honestly, man, when I decided to build out a home gym, it was based off this restaurant called Hodad's. You ever been to Hodad's? They got like a few of them out here in San Diego, man. Like, and when you go into the restaurant, they got like a theme. They got like license plates and stuff all over the wall. Side note: if you ever can eat a whole Hodad burger, you're an animal. But when I decided to build out a home gym, that was the theme that I wanted. I didn't want the typical black walls, hex lights, nothing wrong with that, but I just wanted stuff that you can look at. That way, if you invite somebody over for a workout, they got all this cool stuff to look at on the wall. I really don't be inviting people over like that because you don't want, somebody come over, use the gym and break your toilet or something. So pretty much all of my signs here, with the exception of a couple of them, have meaning. This one doesn't mean what you think it might mean. It doesn't mean prove them wrong, as in the haters, the doubters. Now, there are times when you can, you want to prove people wrong, right? Say if you're a part of a team and there's a reputation out that you're not a good team player, then you want to prove, to the people on the team that you're a team player. Or if people say things aren't possible, you want to prove that. The issue is I couldn't find a sign that was 2x3 that said, prove that it's possible, unless I paid extra to have one made. And I didn't want to, because sometimes I don't like to wait for stuff to come here to the crib. But doubters and haters never really, sway me like that. It just, you post, you show people what's possible, that'll, take care of that. But yeah, I like proving things to people that they don't think are possible. I do. Because a lot of us don't think certain things are possible because somebody told us that it wasn't, or we're taking on somebody else's bad experience, and that becomes the gospel. I like proving, if you like my age, right? Mid to late 40s, and you got herniated disc and separated AC joints and bad feet, hips and knees, you can still be active. But it might be a little bit more emphasis on nutrition. We're living in a time now to where somebody will openly tell you that you going to college is a waste of your time and money. I like proving to that specific group of students that are active duty military, veteran, military affiliated, that you can get 10 degrees. You ain't got to get 10. I wouldn't even suggest getting 10, but zero loan debt from associates to a doctor. I like proving that things are possible. And I think the only way you can show people that things are possible is to do them. To accomplish them and then share the blueprint. Yeah, you can drop 100 pounds. You can stop drinking. You can fix your credit. Like I was a faux something. You can change up pretty much every habit, but you got to believe that you can do it first. You got to stick to whatever the protocol is for said goal. Did y'all know that you can gain muscle and drop fat at the same time? I know that's something that most people won't believe, but I did it. I was able to do that over the past couple of months. But I said there's a strong emphasis on nutrition and consistency and just all out not lying to yourself or anybody else. Because a lot of that stuff you need to do in order to do that, it can be tough. I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor of education, so I can talk to you about higher ed admissions trends. I don't know the anatomy and biology and stuff like that, and I hate seeing blood. But I can tell you, you can reach your fitness goals, man, and it ain't gotta be you taking steroids or TRT. One thing that I've learned is, for one, Google the reasons that you tend to have low testosterone levels. It comes up there with age, but a lot of it is lifestyle. And from the people I know, they're not willing to change certain things. Alcohol, sedentary lifestyle, just not even doing any type of cardiovascular stuff. Some people just don't like to do cardio. It's trendy not to. It is trendy to talk against it. I'm heading out here once the park don't open until later. I'm heading out here to the park to do my cardio because that's something that I have to do every day. But I think the difference between me and some people, I'm not gonna say all because I don't know y'all, is that I don't use working out, eating right, you know, stop drinking when I had, I was on that sauce. I don't use those things as, when you talk to people about sometimes, like I'm going to get healthier. I'm going to work out, and they have a preset date. January 1st, next week, after this birthday, post health scare. I don't use these things for that. You know what I'm saying? I use these things as paying my bills. Like I gotta go to work to pay my bills, to keep the lights on. I drinking water, eating, sleeping. It's in there with that. No matter what, I'm going to do it. So I created a space to lessen the temptation for me not wanting to do it. Now, I don't think I'll ever be like that as long as I'm here. But I can tell you that I'm going to work out. Because if I don't, I am Mr. Krabby Pants. I am Dr. Krabby Pants when I don't. That's why I get up so early, because I don't want to have to put, that in jeopardy. Okay, I wake up right before I need to go to work, and then I get off work, and you don't know what the day has in store. You don't know what's going to happen. If you got kids, you don't know if you get a flat tire. You don't know nothing. And then that stuff happens, and then you don't work out. So I gotta get it done. It sets the tone for my day. It does, present a better quality of life for me. That's not everyone's thing. Everybody don't have to work out. Let me say that. Everybody ain't gotta eat right. You ain't gotta do nothing. That's like me saying, and I'm not making this about race, but all bald-headed black men that's in the Navy for 20 years will never be able to swim. The hell they can't. That's just my story. I just can't, but I can't say no, everybody can't that's in that same category. So that's my spiel for today. If you are actively trying to prove them wrong before you can prove to yourself that it's possible, you might run into a wall.